Hi everyone, I hope you're doing very, very good. And I mean that most sincerely. I sound like one of those USA hosts on those talent shows. And I mean that most sincerely. Come on down. Who was that guy that used to do that? Because we did our own version of that particular show. And it's where all the sort of housewives used to sort of go crazy because they'd just been called down to take part in some kind of supermarket sweep where they can win like extravagant prizes, loads of cash, loads of household things. I can't think of that American guy that used to do it, but we had our own version of that, and he was called Leslie Crover, and he did a very, very good job, I must say. He kind of modelled himself off the American way. Come on down tonight. You can win $50,000 worth of. Oh yeah, used to go crazy, didn't they? Used to have these women that used to jump up and down relentlessly, going crazy like that because they'd been chosen. Love it. American mass hysteria. Yeah, I think the Americans invented that, didn't they? Mass hysteria. Whereas in Britain, we just kind of take it in our stride. It's with the British person, they don't really get that excited, except when they're making love, perhaps. But under normal circumstances, it's just that British stiff upper lip that we seem to maintain, even when there's things going around us that aren't going particularly well in life. The British way is, the stiff upper lip. You just got to carry on. And there's the differences. There's differences between us and the Yanks, and there's differences between our belief systems. Americans are very, very tight on this evangelistic type of worship, which I don't go for too much. Mr. Copeland. Kenneth Copeland, thanks for standing in that video. That was wildly exciting to watch him speak in tongues like that. But is it just me? But when he actually stares, well, it can't just be me because other people have said it, so I know it's other people as well. But when he stares, he just doesn't seem to have like a normal sight, does he? He seems to have his sight's been sort of taken over with some outside influence, if you know what I mean. Imagine going round to his house for tea or something like that, and he started with one of his rants. I must admit, when I looked at that video, I kid you not, if I was in that front row when he was going crazy and he kept repeating himself time and time again, saying the same old words over, like, emphasis, trying to drum it through to people, I think I would have seen red then. Like he was treating me like some kind of nincompoop, some kind of idiot. And I'm not sure whether I wouldn't have got up and given him a piece of my mind. Maybe not smacked him one, but said something very personal about him being a fake, and will Christ even recognise him when Jesus returns? And that's where I think it's going. I think religion is starting to become a source of annoyance to political affairs. Getting involved with government administrations, it's not something that our true religion would do. There is going to be a difference between those that profess to be a supporter of God's kingdom and those that really are just being manipulated and just used like puppets for Satan's ends, which seems to be the majority of the religions that I see at the moment. Who is this woman? Is it Paula White? Paula White and government administrations and presidents have sought her advice. Sought the advice of a woman that rants and raves and, again, is one of the products of the evangelizers, which I can't stand. yeah. I'll never forgive you, America, for bringing that kind of modern worship to the world. It's absolutely terrible. I hate it. 20 years ago, when you got the sort of old school, like Billy Graham, because I was living in Australia when Billy Graham was touring, and, I didn't mind that kind of a delivery, the Billy Graham delivery. It wasn't as chaotic, it wasn't as in your face, and there was hardly any mentions of the demons and all of that, and that's why sort of Kenneth Copeland excuses himself for buying that new plane, and he says that he can't go on to a normal commercial flight because he'd be sat there with with the demons. So that's his excuse for amassing a £300 million empire and having 3 or 4 jets, because he can't mingle with normal people, because that would mean that he sat amongst all the demons. What an excuse. I love it. I hate it, but love it because it's a source of amusement. So much so that all these parody videos are now surfacing where he's pretending to blow away COVID-19. I mean, come on. Why did he even bother? I mean, did he really think that God was going to, inject him with some Holy Spirit and for him to then defeat COVID-19, and then everybody could say, oh, look, Kenneth Copeland's been chosen by God? Like hell he has. No, he's been chosen, but ain't by God. He's been chosen by some other source, a powerful source, the source that is pulling all the strings of the world's leaders at the moment. And without mentioning that specifics, I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about. But it's Kenneth Copeland's way and Paula White's way of saying that even though we're in this COVID-19 situation, lockdown society at the moment, don't stop giving. Don't stop sending in. I loved it when he said that. Keep on sending in, because that's going to get you close. That's going to get you to salvation. Is it really? Paying someone a monthly subscription, is that going to get you salvation? Being beholden to one man? Can one man save hundreds of thousands of lives? No, not unless that's Jesus Christ, and it's the acceptance of that ransom sacrifice. And that's the only way. The only way is to accept that ransom sacrifice to receive the salvation that would be promised through the scriptures. But Kenneth Copeland, he's not on a par with Jesus, is he? I'm sure that he's not going to extend one day to his life. He talks about his life, doesn't he? And he talks about how he wants to live to a certain age, and if he does live to a certain age, that's further proof that God is keeping him alive on the earth. Really? Is that not just a coincidence when someone lives to 90 to 100 years? I think the days of when God used to extend the life of the prophets, I think that's over with, isn't it? I'm quite sure we're living in his rest period now, so why would he just, sprinkle the Holy Spirit on a person and extend their life when he's still in his rest period? It don't make sense to me, that. It's when he comes out of that rest period. In fact, when he comes out of that rest period, proper big time, that's when he's probably going to be the most angry. He's probably in the heavens now, just looking down and thinking, can they get any worse? I don't suppose we can. Or can we? Maybe we can get worse. Well, I'm sure we have to get worse, because isn't that why he has to intervene into our affairs? So somewhere along the line we must get even worse than what we're at the moment. So much so that if he was to ignore it, we'd wipe ourselves out. But then this is opinion, people. We're entitled to opinion, and that's what it's all about. Sometimes you throw an opinion out, and 9 people out of 10 might not agree. One person might. It doesn't matter. It's just opinion. We're not telling someone to live their life by what we say on YouTube. We're saying go and do your own research. And that's what I'm saying to those that follow these evangelizers. Don't be lazy and let the evangelizers try and get your salvation, because that ain't going to work, is it? I thought we all had to stand before the Lord on Judgment Day, each and every one of us, man, woman and child, and be judged individually. So why are they so lazy that they're just letting one man try and save them? It doesn't seem right. It really doesn't. That's my little rant and rave. Just fancied having a bit of a rant and rave today. And it's mainly because someone sent me that Paula White and the Kenneth Copeland videos. And it angered me. And it angered me because they were speaking in tongues. And, well, to my reckoning, the speaking in tongues was supposed to be done away with. It's not something that God uses anymore, but do your own research on that. And if you can find some evidence that God is still injecting Holy Spirit on the earth today into individuals to make them speak in tongues, if you can find that evidence, then send it to me. Because I don't believe that the speaking in tongues that is done by the evangelizers has got any injection of Holy Spirit from the Most High. But I do believe there's an injection of Spirit from another source, from, the serpent source, transforming himself into an angel of light in order to fool the masses, which is doing very, very well at the moment. So many people being fooled. Just don't be one of them. Don't be one of them that are easily fooled. So do your own research. And if you're following someone and you don't agree with them, stop your subscription. There's no point in paying a monthly amount to someone when we're living in such hard times. You're going to need all the money and all your finances for yourself when things get really hard. So if you want to get out of paying a subscription, a monthly subscription to someone, this is the time to do it. Do it now. Thank you. Another rant and rave over with. Fantastic mic, this. Well, have I told you about this? Right, not even the BBC and ITV reporters have these mics. But I did a lot of research and I rang a German company up a couple of years ago, round about the World Cup time. And I asked about these mics. And these are fantastic. It comes with 3 mic capsules. This is an omnidirectional mic capsule. I have a supercardioid and a normal cardioid. And they're fantastic, and it records to an SD. Absolutely amazing. You can put a muff on, this one here. So you can put the muff on like that, and you can go outside to a racetrack and conduct an interview with Formula One vehicles blaring past, and you'll still pick up the audio. Amazing. Fantastic. I like the toys. Right, I'm out of here now. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.